Good afternoon, I'm Vince Petrano. Breaking news, former Packers general manager Ted Thompson has died. He was 68 years old. The architect behind the Packers' Super Bowl 45 victory passed away last night. Thompson will be remembered for many things, among them the man who drafted future Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He is also the man who traded Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre in his 12 years at the helm. Our Lance Allen is live with us this afternoon on this news that we are just learning of. Very big loss for the Packers family, Lance.
No doubt about it, Vince. And, I thought you put it well. Like, he was one of those lightning rod type general managers who was not afraid to make the bold moves in drafting Aaron Rodgers when they already had Brett Favre on the roster, and then traded Brett Favre, moved up to draft Clay Matthews, drafted B.J. Raji in that draft, signed Charles Woodson and Ryan Pickett, the foundations of that Super Bowl 45 winning team. And then the Packers had a ton of success, but only won that one Super Bowl. So Ted Thompson got a lot of grief from Packers Nation, but I think he should be remembered for what he did for Packers Nation. And just a little while ago, Matt LaFleur confirmed the news of Ted Thompson's passing.
Yeah, I literally just found that out right before we walked in this to the session. So just want to say our condolences go out to his family. Certainly he's a guy that is held in the highest regard in this building. And I think just around the league, he's had a tremendous impact, not only in people in this building, obviously Goody and a lot of our personnel people, but people in other departments as well. His impact is still felt to this day when you look at our roster, but I think he's had a tremendous impact amongst many people across the league. When you look at all the other GMs that have learned under him. So certainly we're sitting here with heavy hearts today. I've only had a few opportunities to meet him over the last couple of years. But I just know how important he was to many people in this building.
And Vince, a couple of quick personal stories. One, Ted Thompson was so loyal to the Packers organization that I think a lot of media members were upset with him because his press conferences, he would say next to nothing, but he just really wanted to protect the Packers' best interests. And then you saw it just moments ago, the Packers Hall of Fame ceremony. The last Hall of Fame ceremony publicly that the Packers have been able to have was on in May of 2019. I was the MC, and it was literally a audible type situation. Ted Thompson being honored going into the Hall of Fame that night. No one knew if he would get up and talk or not. He had been declared that he had some health issues, and he got up, rose to the moment, accepted the award, and did say a few things for a few minutes and was just so appreciative of the honor. I think he was a humble man, a quiet man. Sometimes that was misconstrued, but that night was a very special night for him. Vinny, back to you.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that last point, Lance, about Ted Thompson and his personality that sometimes prevented him from being better received from the fans. You and I both covered that Super Bowl 45. One of my first assignments, as you'll recall, was to go to Ted's hometown of Atlanta, Texas, which was not far from Dallas. And I expected there would be signs all over, "Good luck, Ted," and "Go Packers," and all that. And as I went to this man's hometown, virtually nobody even really recalled him. It took some digging to find, and not because he wasn't revered, but just because he was really an understated person.
And a lot of times, Vince, as you all know, Atlanta, Texas is not huge. It's not Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
So a lot of times in a small town, you are the boy done good.
That's what I was expecting, exactly.
And that's what was Ted Thompson in a nutshell. He didn't want the credit. When he was a player, he had to fight, scratch, and claw to make the Houston Oilers roster every single year and carved out a decade-long career, mainly as a special teamer. And then he kind of just quietly, once he got into personnel, he just quietly did his job. I'm sure in private moments, it hurt him when people would always say, "Why aren't you more active in free agency?" Or "Why aren't you doing this?" Or "Why did you trade Brett Favre?" That whole saga and things like that. But he just took his job very seriously, very quietly, very humbly. Sometimes that was viewed in a different light, but he didn't want the credit for basically anything. A lot of times I would go up to him at scouting combines and ask, "Can I do an interview with you?" Because Packer fans want to know kind of certain things. And he'd be like, why do you want to talk to me? In that Forrest Gump drawl, so that was Ted in a nutshell.
All right, Lance Allen live for us this afternoon. Lance, appreciate it and look forward to your reporting throughout the afternoon and evening here. Ted Thompson was general manager of the Green Bay Packers from 2005 to 2017. The first player he drafted was Aaron Rodgers in 2006. He hired Mike McCarthy as head coach. The Packers reached the NFC Championship game in 2007, won Super Bowl 45 in 2010, or actually 2011, but the 2010 season. And the wins piled up as well. 15-1 record the following year. Additional trips to conference title games in 2014 and 2016. This is a developing story. We'll have more reaction from the Packers family, that extended family as well, on TMJ4.com as players and fans continue to react to Ted Thompson's passing.